We sail in interior cabins on our cruises and have lots of tips on surviving 7 days in a small windowless room. Ahoy travelers, it's Amy here to help you make your travel experience a success when sailing in an interior cabin. As budget cruisers, we choose to save money on our cabin choices in order to cruise more often and save money for other aspects of our vacation. The average size of an inside cabin runs around 150 to 175 square feet, which really isn't a lot of space. Our recent Carnival Vista cabin was 185 square feet, but our Norwegian Breakaway cabin was a mere 129 square feet. Although, thankfully, it didn't really feel that much smaller, which is good since our next cruise is on the Jubilee, where the inside cabin runs 158 square feet. It does seem like some of the newer ships have less square footage in their cabins than older ships in the fleet, so please keep that in mind. While you may gain some space by booking a higher end line, that isn't always a guarantee. Our cabin on the Celebrity Apex is going to be a whopping 202 square feet, but if you look at the inside cabins on the Discovery Princess, they're just 175 square feet, which is less than you'll find on most Carnival ships. While there are some interior cabins that have beds for 4, I would highly suggest not booking an inside cabin for more than 2 people. Maybe you can get by with 1 adult and 2 small children, but there just isn't enough space for more than 2 adults to comfortably move around in an interior cabin. Some inside cabins, like premium and family interiors, do come with a little more space, but you're going to pay extra for that square footage, which is usually then taken up by a couch. So let's get into some of these tips and hacks. Pack light. When I say pack light, I say this as someone who brings a suitcase, a weekender bag, and a backpack. However, we bring suitcases that are large but not extra large, so they easily slide under the beds and are out of the way once we've unpacked. Plus, we don't pack so much that there isn't plenty of closet and drawer space for everything. Keep your room picked up and organized. This is going to be key no matter what cabin you book, as nothing but suites, and usually the bigger ones at that, would even be considered spacious, especially when compared to something like a hotel room. Use the space under your bed to hide away your luggage for the duration of your cruise. I also like to keep my shoes under the bed, but within reach. Another good way to help keep your room picked up is to bring a pop-up hamper for your dirty clothes. Now, these can be placed in an out-of-the-way corner, the bottom of your closet, or under the desk. It's so much easier to toss your clothes into the hamper than to have to pull out that suitcase from under your bed every time you change your clothes. Magnets can be your best friend when it comes to keeping things organized. Almost all cruise ship cabins are made of metal, and I like to bring a 20-pound strong magnetic hooks and use them to hang hats, coats, and even smaller bags. It helps to get things off the floor and to not have to find storage space for them. If you use a lanyard for your ship card, putting a magnetic hook next to the door helps you keep from misplacing it or forgetting to grab it when you head out of your room. Now, the secret to magnets is to put them on the ceiling if you're planning to hang anything really heavy from them, because a 20-pound hook is not going to hold more than a few pounds if it's on the wall. It's just going to slide down. Of course, at 6 foot tall, that's easy for me to say. But cabin ceilings aren't really that high, so most people should be able to do this as well. I also like to bring a few magnetic clips that allow me to organize and save any papers that might be important, including excursion tickets and then various reminders that your cabin steward may deliver to your room. Bringing suction cup hooks for the bathroom will also give you a place to hang your shower puff or washcloth. One thing to remember is that an interior cabin means no fresh air. Because of this, you're going to want to make sure to pack some air freshener. I highly recommend some poopery for the bathroom, but then you also have that available if the room starts getting musty due to damp clothes and towels. Some people choose to bring an over-the-door shoe organizer and place it on the bathroom door to help keep small items out of the way, but most bathrooms actually have plenty of space for things like that if there's just 2 of you, so I found that it really isn't necessary for us. I do think they might be more beneficial for families though, and that whether or not you're in an interior or a balcony. There are a few ways to gain some extra floor space in your cabin as well. If your cabin comes with like a small stool or a table that you don't need, then you can ask your cabin steward to remove it. If you have your beds configured into 2 twin beds like Mom and I do, having them pushed up against the wall will open up quite a bit of floor space. I actually thought that was a standard practice until our last cruise on the Vista, when our nightstands were left next to the outer wall instead of being put between the beds. I ended up moving the one on my side and pushing the bed up against the wall myself, but this is definitely something your cabin steward will do for you if asked. Now, if you're finding value in this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Did you know that hitting that subscribe button doesn't cost you a thing? It really helps our channel out though, and it lets YouTube know that you like our content. Hit that notification bell as well so you'll be notified when new videos drop so you don't miss out on any future posts. For many, the main downside to an interior cabin isn't the lack of space, but the lack of natural light. Now for me, I love the absolute darkness that an interior room provides. Great for sleeping, even for a middle of the day nap. But I know that really isn't for everyone. There are a lot of things you can do if darkness is an issue for you though. So number one, if you're used to waking up to the sun streaming into your bedroom window, you might want to look into purchasing a sunrise alarm clock. These can be set for any time and will gradually raise the brightness level over like a 20 to 30 minute time period. Bonus, these also have a clock, and many come with various sound machine options as well. Number two, if you like to have some light during the night, there are several things you can do. One is to bring a night light. We like to bring a few cheap battery operated tea lights and put them in the bathroom, then leave the bathroom door cracked. This allows you to be able to find and use the bathroom in the middle of the night without turning on the one giant light in the room. I really like this since the switch for the bathroom light is usually outside the bathroom door. Of course, you can also place a few of those tea lights around the cabin itself if you want some soft light in the room. There are also battery operated motion sensor lights that you can purchase that will turn on when you move around the cabin. Now, I haven't tried these out to know how well they work though. Another option that addresses both the need for a nightlight as well as being able to wake up to the sunrise is to leave your TV on to one of the ship's exterior cameras. This will allow the sunrise into your interior cabin in the morning. This doesn't work for me because the amount of light coming from the TV despite the lack of sunlight is just too much for my preference. It lights up the room way too much for me to be able to sleep without having to put on a sleep mask, which pretty much negates one of the best parts of an interior cabin for me. However, if you want both some ambient light in your cabin at all times, plus you want to wake up to the sunrise, this is a great option and you don't have to pack anything. Now, outside of being organized, the other major thing you need to do to help make your stay in an inside cabin much more pleasant is to take turns getting ready and to be patient with each other. Mom and I don't always get up and go to bed at the same time, but we do try to be quiet and respectful if moving around the room when the other one is trying to sleep. It may not always be possible to keep from waking the other person up, but at least try and make the effort. If you plan on staying up after the other person heads off to bed, lay your clothes out before leaving the cabin for the night so that you don't have to turn on lights, open and close drawers, and wake somebody up. You can then grab your clothes, go to the bathroom to change, and get ready for bed. The same goes the other way around if you plan to be the first up and out in the morning. Getting ready for dinner and the evening becomes an orchestrated dance. Whoever takes the longest to get ready obviously should be the one that showers first. Try to find a routine that works for you and allows each person the time and space that they need to get ready. If you've cruised in an inside cabin before, what tips did I miss? Share the secrets to your success in the comments below. Are you still not sure about booking an interior cabin? Why not stick around and check out this video on what cabin type is right for you, and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone.